Hello.
Uh, Hello, it's Bettina and Ursula for the zodiac sign of July 2024. Um, Welcome. Yeah, did you want to show us something? Is it too early still?
Yeah, so I wanted to so obviously it's Cancer season, so always very emotional time. Lovely summertime, but it's also um it was a very emotional day, obviously, yesterday, July the 2nd. And I mean, it's because so what happened? Um, I'm going to talk about politics right off the bat here. What happened
Mm,
in the US is that the Supreme Court came out and basically gave a decision, certainly not unanimous decision, but very radical decision declaring that Donald Trump has immunity for anything that he committed under official acts in the United States when he was president. So what they're essentially doing, what they have essentially done is declaring immunity for presidents of the United States going forward. So not to sound dramatic, but that's basically democracy ending because president right now has the essentially has power the power of a king. And the United States was built on um was basically um it's the exact opposite of what the United States was built upon. Was built upon democracy, not dictatorship. So basically, they're bringing back dictatorship. Um, so basically, literally, they're saying, and one of the judges said, who was opposed to this decision, said that literally now, president of the United States can order assassination of his or her opponent and not be persecuted for it, even when they leave the office. So there are no consequences of their actions whatsoever. Um, so it couldn't be more radical. It couldn't be more um, shocking. And I was thinking, first of all, this Mercury, um,
yeah,
today Mercury
yeah. I
has
was thinking,
changed.
what?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that,
No, I was saying, oh, no,
so I was thinking that
no, I was saying,
Mercury has been, under the beams for a long time. So clearly, Mercury was under the beams, and that's where the decisions were made. And all of a sudden, there are, so many decisions. Once Mercury got out of the sun's beams, under the sun's um, meaning that we couldn't see what was going on. So, but that Capricorn full moon sure brought everything into, now we can see the harsh reality of things. And one of the harsh realities um, is that our current president is, um, Biden is too old to be president. And also, now we know that all these decisions were being made by the Supreme Court, and now we know, and it's just absolutely shocking And so now there's this opposition to Pluto. So, you know, it's the shocking part is that it's as if they set up the Supreme Court. They didn't even have to take on the Trump immunity case at all. They didn't have to. They didn't even have to. It's like they even gave him more immunity than he asked for. It's just really, they're really betting on that he wins because it's a right-wing Supreme Court. And so it's happening. What's shocking about this is that it's happening faster than we thought. I mean, my head is spinning. It's like it's happening right now. And they're paving the way for Trump to do as he likes if he wins this election. And you know, with Biden, you know, the terrible debate performance, it's not it. I mean, he cannot win at this point in any which way. So anyway, I'm thinking about this Mercury, Pluto, which, and then on top of it, it's like it's even closing in on the U.S. United States nodes, the Pluto return. I mean, what this is some Pluto return, my goodness. And I see this Pluto in Aquarius right now. It sure looks like restrictions, you know. You know, this is they're going against the will of the people. I don't think anybody likes president. I mean, I don't know who, there's not, it's only a fraction of people who would want president to have unlimited power. I mean, who is benefiting from that? It's not a good thing. It's the whole point is not to, for president, for anybody who have one person not to have that much power. It's just nothing is good about this. So anyway, there's my little rant. And you know, Pluto is gonna go back to Capricorn for a little while, and then you know, and then here's the shocking thing: next year this time, why this is such a big deal is that next year this time, every single outer planet has now moved signs. So Uranus is in Gemini, Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and Pluto is now you know, in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So this is really you know, completely a change of, you know, these are historical times, and it matches the U.S. Birth chart so much, and it's not. It's, you know, I mean, it is chaos. It's going to be absolute chaos. There's no question about that. So let's just get ready. It is not if, it's when. And when? Well, next year. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna, but I mean, what is shocking is that how fast this happened, that these decisions of the Supreme Court came out, and how fast these events are unfolding. That's the shocking part. I mean, I thought we're going to still go back and forth with, you know, figuring out who's got the power and blah blah blah. No, this is becoming quite clear. So what can individual people do to get ready? You know, I'm not sure, but I think that be ready to be maybe be ready to move quickly, be ready to be you know, have some money saved, I don't know, something like that. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean it is very anxiety. It's yeah, I'm feeling anxious, I have to say, and I don't want to, but it is it, it is so yeah. Please say something comforting. I mean, here's what
Well, all right.
here's
Well, that's interesting.
okay. I mean, here's one thing. Um, one thing about 2020. Um, we all knew that the Capricorn. Um, we all knew that there's something. All the astrologers knew that something very traumatic was about to happen in 2020. I mean, everybody agreed on that. And look, we survived
Yeah.
that. Okay, we're still here. Okay, a lot of people died, but we're still here. Um, Most of
Mm.
us are still here, and we survived. So it's just that you know we've had a good run. Um, it's been relatively peaceful, um, relatively speaking, in if you compare to human history. 90s and 2000s and so forth. But it's so that's that.
Well,
The United States democracy is essentially over. There's no democracy after this, after that Supreme Court decision.
yeah, yeah.
But
Now,
again,
I'm going to say,
go ahead.
yeah. No, no, you were talking about. There's this French astrologer from the uh, there's this French astrologer from the olden time, not so old, and I can't recall his name. He's dead now, but and he predicted that in 2026 the people there's like some sort of enlightenment
Mm,
for us. And I reckon all these outer planet changing sign is actually that's what he thought he saw when he said this because he saw this. So maybe there's other things going on that's going to make us realize certain,
yeah, yes, absolutely correct. I mean, look, for example, climate change and so forth. I mean, unless something drastic happens, we're not going to change our ways. And so, definitely, Neptune and Saturn in Aries, that's going to mean more fires, more water, storms, water damage. So unless those things happen, unless we don't wake up. And on the other hand, Pluto in Aquarius can mean, you know, um, in inventions, technological advancements. I think even medical advancements and so forth. So I mean, there's always hope, but it's definitely going to get into a crisis point. People don't want to change. They don't change unless there's crisis. So, and it's too bad it always has to get to that point, but it sure looks like that's where it's heading. That we need that. We need a crisis for it to change.
all right.
Um,
Well, it's coming, so we
it's coming. So
yeah.
yeah, I was, and again, it doesn't have to mean anything. Let's say COVID. I mean, how much did it affect whoever? I think it affected everybody on some level, but I mean, some people had a very good time during COVID. You know, they got to work from home. They, you know, they loved it. There was, you know, there were, it's not always for individuals. Whatever happens in society, it might be good for them individually. So this doesn't mean that every individual is going to suffer, not at all. But you know, it's intense, and it's definitely it's upsetting.
All right. So shall we do our monthly
Yes,
zodiac?
yes. So now that I've gotten my
Or
rant over
maybe
with,
we just actually there's quite a few cheerful. Well, okay, there's a cheerful new moon, isn't it?
there is a
It's not exactly cheerful. Yeah,
Let's start with
it's not
something
cheerful per se, but it is lovely. It's a supported new moon.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just
Trined
find
by
my
Saturn.
yeah. Let me just find my
Yeah.
new moon here, which is July July 5th.
Yeah, so it's very soon. So I guess the new moon is the beginning of a new cycle for the month. So
So
when new moon
Aries.
occur,
Oh, wrong year.
yeah, yeah, it's like a seed is planted for this month coming, and it's going to unfold. But the theme of this the theme of this new moon is indicates in which area of our lives will be developed, basically, or what kind of thing. So sometimes if you check what happens then, maybe it tells you what will be unfolding for this month. Something like that. Sometimes we don't see it straight away. We have to wait for the first quarter moon. But sometimes we get some clues.
Okay, so let's start with Aries. So what do you think is gonna so we have that lovely Cancer new moon in the fourth house.
In the third house. Yeah. So
Fourth.
third
Fourth.
house is your
Fourth.
oh, sorry. Oh, fourth house. So I don't know. Okay, fourth house. So the fourth house is your house of home and family, ancestry. Yeah, so something to do with your home, I'd say. Well, it's also Cancer, so family. Yeah, it doubled up its meaning. Maybe something to do with your home, so you renovate or you have a little project there.
Yeah,
It's
and then eventually and then eventually that full moon, Capricorn full moon, we're between two full moons in Capricorn. There's actually two full moons in Capricorn. So July 21st, we had that second full moon in Capricorn. So your career, or your public, your visibility, your public persona is also highlighted. So there is this, you know, some project that starts, you have lovely time with family and friends and home and parents, but also career is highlighted here, doubly because of the two full moons in Capricorn. So it's
so
a lot of change between the home and career, I would say.
Yeah. Also, also that new moon. So this new moon is lovely, isn't it? So it's supported by Saturn by trine, Mars by sextile, and Venus is in that same house, but it's also conjuncting Sirius. Yeah, Sirius, and you know about Sirius, right?
Yes.
It's a good fixed star. So what?
It is a typically a very positive fixed star, and fixed stars usually aren't that positive, but this is a one of the good ones. So
Yeah.
it should be. Now, one thing that should be noted for Aries, though, you have that Mars Uranus conjunction coming up on July 15th. So yeah, watch out for unexpected expenses, I would say. Also because,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I was, yes, go on. Yes, I was thinking some, because Mars involved and Mars severes cuts. I was thinking that they might be cutting one of the expenses, so actually getting rid of something that was too expensive. But yeah,
Ah,
it could be the
that's the
opposite.
positive. Yeah, clearly we're on today. I'm the doomsayer and you're the positive bringer. So that's good.
But
Yeah, that could
yeah,
also
but
mean that some sort of
yeah,
expense is being cut. Hopefully that's the case. But some sort of
yeah,
unexpected financial event possibly. So be on the lookout for that around July 15th.
yeah, 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 exactly that. Mm.
Okay,
And maybe it makes you, yeah, because it's, yeah, okay, yeah,
go ahead.
yeah.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, because I was going to say, it's on the head of the Medusa. Maybe it drives you mad, but I don't know. Yes. Okay,
That's right.
unexpected, something to do with your finances. That's it.
Yeah, unexpected finance
Um,
problems. So yeah. Okay, so Taurus rising and Sun and rising. Okay,
yeah, so that's
so hard not to notice the same Mars Uranus conjunction here. Although you have this lovely new moon in Cancer
mm,
in your third house, which is you know siblings,
yeah,
your
immediate environment.
immediate environment, any kind of communication. A good time to start a podcast, maybe.
Yes,
um, right? But then, and then money, you have Jupiter in your second house all year. So that's good news for our Taurus rising and Sun and rising. You have Jupiter in your, or rising, really. Jupiter in your second house means you should have an increase in income, or at least um, uh, you know, you should be able to money matters should be okay this year. Possibly, um,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
your
yeah.
money
Jupiter
matter.
makes things grow.
Yes, so that's a good
Yeah,
sign.
makes
That's
things grow. Yeah. But I
but
would give a warning though, because it makes things grow. So it might make your money grow, but could be your spending as well. So maybe keep an eye on that. Mm,
yes, correct. But then
mm.
obviously the eye goes directly into this Mars Uranus conjunction, which is going to happen on July 15th. So that's because the first house is your body and your identity and your physical body. So here's just just a fair warning, don't go bungee jumping on July 15th and 16th, because this is
Yeah,
potentially an injury of some kind or
yeah,
accident.
yeah,
So just be on the lookout. Now, it
yeah,
won't necessarily happen unless you have your ascendant is right on this or something like that. Or you have planets right on the 25th or 26th degrees. But
Yeah.
just be on the lookout. It could be, it may not be necessarily something physical. It could also be some sort of revelation or breakthrough. But Mars involved and fixed star algol, you know, it's a bit intense.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
more
Keeps.
I would more go on the negative spin on this one, unfortunately. So just be on the lookout on July 15th and 16th.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stay safe. Don't do yeah, crazy things. But I was thinking also maybe something as it feels assertive. So it feels like you could do something that is
Something rash,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, and you say, oh, now that's me, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
uh
I
I'm
have to
going to
do
do
this.
this from now on.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and
something.
do
So
not. Basically, the advice would be don't
yeah,
do it. Don't do it. If you're
yeah,
thinking of
a bit.
if something
Yes,
up comes up on July 15th and 16th that you feel like you need to act on it, wait a few days before you act, right?
it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you might regret it, but also can be liberating. As long as you don't do anything too drastic,
Yeah,
but you might say if you were, well, no, Mercury's not there, but I don't know, something that you do that might sort of be a little bit strong, a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So next, um, okay, Gemini rising, Sun and rising.
Amazing. Yeah. So that new moon is in your money house. So nice. Uh,
Yeah, very nice.
some development in your money. Maybe actually Venus is in the party. So in any case, you might have had some luck with money of sorts last month, and is going to carry on this month. I reckon. Yeah. And then the full moon is in the other people's money, so perhaps so it's related, your finances with the other finances. Since it's a good new moon, yeah, maybe
So
money
finance,
coming your way.
yeah. So definitely finances are highlighted and it's looking very good. I mean, even Venus there, it's just
Mm.
lovely. Um,
Yeah,
and then you have remember that you have your um you have
Ju- yeah,
Jupiter in your first house, which is always Jupiter always tries to be supportive. Um, it's Jupiter is not at its best in Gemini, but regardless, it always tries to help. Um, it could also be that you're a little bit um, Gemini is an overthinker, quick thinking.
mm-hmm.
So, Jupiter may increase that. So this could be like a little bit of like a thinking or acting overload. But so to meditation probably
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
be a good idea for Gemini
yeah,
um, to handle this increased um, energy because wherever Jupiter goes, it kind of expands the quality of that sign. So
mm-hmm.
that mercurial qualities, then Jupiter goes there and just enhances it all and makes it even bigger and
Yes,
and
yeah,
better. But
yeah. Yeah, it's a good year anyway for Gemini. I mean, when you have Jupiter in your first house, you're more attractive. You have there's a great aura about you, so you people, you know, people are attracted towards you. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, it's all the good things. Jupiter,
yeah.
and you only have Jupiter in your first house every 12 years. So you will not have this opportunity for another 12 years. So this is definitely like
Mm,
a year to develop your own brand or whatever, like if
yeah,
that's what you want. And
yeah. This is
yeah, although there's a
it's party
frustrating,
time.
it is, but there's a little bit of um it's not completely straightforward. You're going to have to work at it because of that Saturn and Neptune in the 10th. So your career is a little bit
Yeah.
there's probably some delays and frustrations. But I would say that if you keep at it, still with this Jupiter support, you're
Mm,
going to see those results later.
mm, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, that's what Saturn's all about, isn't it? You put in the work and you get the fruit
Yeah,
later, but you get it.
that's right.
So, yeah. Mm. And that Mars Uranus algol is in your 12th house. 12th house, you don't really, basically, it's a place that you don't see. Although, maybe um, let's not underestimate. Let's not underestimate the 12th house, that what it can do. But some sort of it might be your subconscious. So you might have a
I paused it.
hello.
Okay, hi.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
paused it. Yeah. Okay, so we're
Okay.
back.
So
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, maybe some sort of revelation, but in your subconscious. So it could be a dream or something. No,
Hmm.
what do you think?
Yeah, something that was previously hidden is going to
Mm,
um, come to light, some sort of shocking revelation, possibly,
mm,
um, that was previously hidden from you. So
mm.
let's
But
see, Venus, and then Venus. It's interesting that Venus is in the money house. Um, so I wonder if there's a connection here. The
yeah, yeah.
Venus rules this house in your chart. Venus rules your 12th house, and Venus is in the money house. But it's also, something to do with money and family.
Yeah,
Uh,
there might be a connection. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
but this
Mm,
looks more like a good connection, because it's sextile, and otherwise the money house looks good.
mm,
A chance to start again.
mm,
So it could be related to that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let
So
us know if you saw. Yeah. Let
yeah,
us know, guys.
yeah. July
If
15th.
you whatever happened.
Yeah, July 15th and
Yeah. Yeah.
16th
Yeah.
is
Some
around that time. Basically
is
mid-July. It's not
action packed.
right. Okay, so
Yeah.
Cancer, Sun and rising. Well, this is
Um.
obviously a
Okay. So
lovely,
yeah, Cancer.
lovely new moon in
I-
your house of identity.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we don't mean to be sickly positive, but you still have Venus in your first house. So again, that's party time for you. You're attractive. People are coming towards you. You're more you're more chatty. I mean, you also had Mercury there. You were more chatty. I mean, it's great for you. Um, it has a shorter time span, right? Venus will leave, but this new moon in your first house again, it's the indication of a great month for you. It starts very well. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Although there is then there's that opposition, because this is between two Capricorn full moons. So we already had one Capricorn full moon, and now we have the second one on July 21st.
Mm.
So something about your identity and your partner, you know, something about your identity and family and your partner. You know, there's going to be clarity about it.
Yeah.
There's going to be something that was unseen before and that is now clear.
Untrue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like check out what happened the first full moon. Maybe that's a theme that will repeat. So whatever happened last month for the full moon in Capricorn,
That was
maybe it will
June
reoccur.
22nd.
Yeah, maybe it will reoccur, or you'll have unfolding of it or something. Yeah, something like that. Mm.
And then it looks like something in your 11th house
Yeah.
of friendships, friends and
Mm.
networks. There's some sort of shocking event that happens possibly, or some sort of change. You know, but it's in your 11th house, so it's not really necessarily directly, it's probably not you, but it's somebody in your, you know, again,
Yeah.
in your networks of friends, and there's some sort of big surprise there. Maybe somebody leaves or moves, or somebody quits in your
Yeah.
job or something like that. That's around mid-July. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big this Mars Uranus algol is a big one. I mean, I think we're all going to notice something because
Yeah.
it should be shocking and unexpected and just yeah. So that's one. That's a trend. Sometimes transit they're so subtle we barely notice them, but I reckon this one we might just yeah, or people around us in this case, yeah. Mm.
Yep. And then Leo rising, sun and rising.
Leo rising. Okay, so well, that new moon in the 12th house, so maybe something to do with you doing a retreat or taking some time for yourself, um, doing a bit of self-care, just look after yourself, have a massage or something like this. Just take it easy. It just yeah. So something along these lines. What do you
But
think? Yeah.
yes, but my eye goes directly into the
Yeah.
Mars Uranus conjunction in your 10th house, which is your career, your public visibility.
Mm.
So something shocking will um, will happen around mid-July, and it actually could happen even earlier, because Mars tends to be early. Mars is busy, is so quick. It wants to um, you know, like whereas more like Saturn transits tend to be pretty exact, or like closer to the date. Mars can be, you know, early. It can, you know, it may not be mid-July. It could be a little bit earlier too. So something shocking in your career, it could be a good thing, but Mars is involved. So it's definitely something very surprising. And the fixed star Algol is there. So, you know, it has something to do with your career. Maybe somebody quits and you get their job, or something like that.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
that's a positive possibility, you know.
I have a friend Leo rising, and already, I mean, Uranus been there since 2018, and he's already changed jobs. I mean, Uranus done his job basically. You know, Uranus
Yeah,
must have shaken that house, that whatever happened with your work, you know. So that's a bit like the cherry on the cake. So Uranus has been shaking your work or your visibility, and now it's like the big boom sort of. I would say, yeah, because with
yeah,
Mars, go, yeah,
yeah. If the change in your career has already happened, then Mars just when Mars comes, it transits Mars typically moves very quickly, so it kind of just comes and emphasizes it or ignites whatever was change was there. It ignites and puts a final um excitement
yeah.
into the matter.
That's a good one. Yeah. Um, yeah, and also Taurus is a fixed sign. So Taurus is very reluctant to change
Change.
anything. So if it has shaken, but you just didn't want to change because whatever reason, sometimes security or whatever. Now Mars is gonna say, no, now is the time. And maybe he's gonna do it for you. So yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
And let's not forget that Trump is Leo rising. So, you know, certainly this Mars Uranus is and he just was giving immunity for any crimes, official acts committed under presidency. So that's
Yeah.
I mean, that is Uranus and Mars working for you, isn't it?
Okay. So that's positive for him. That's like,
Yeah,
oh
that is
yeah, God,
positive from his point of view. That's not
yeah.
necessarily, yeah,
So
not
there's
necessarily
hope, guys.
anybody else, but certainly
Yeah,
for him.
but yeah, okay, that's interesting. But does it connect with one of his natal planet? I seem to recall. Has he got something like End of
Yeah,
Taurus?
yeah. So it would be, well, midheaven, obviously. Yeah, right
Oh,
on his
midheaven. Oh yeah, yeah,
right on
okay,
his midheaven.
yeah. So actually, this is quite cheerful because I was thinking, oh my gosh, Mars Uranus is going to be terrible, blah blah blah. But actually, you see, for Trump, it's fantastic. So you know, there's hope there for, for us. Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, not that not that great for the rest of the basically it's the end
yeah,
of
for the
democracy
yeah.
there because they just made him king, but whatever. Um,
Mm,
so
mm,
goes the world. So
okay.
so now
Actually, but even though that's super interesting, because I was shaking the idea of Mars Uranus, but you see, sometimes it doesn't have to be accident or leaving your job, or you know, it can be wow.
no, it's just that because
Mm,
it's on Algol. Um, I think that's what we're the fixed star
yeah,
Algol is so intense that's why I think the prediction is a little bit more towards the negative,
Yeah,
you
but
know, and there's a
what do you
possibility that we don't know how it's going to end. I mean, this could be,
yeah,
I mean,
well
hey, basically they're giving any US president now has immunity. So technically Biden could also do anything he wants at the moment and not be prosecuted.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
But what
don't
do
know.
you think? Yeah, but what do you think about so the fixed star Algol is the head of the Medusa, so it's kind of so we could say, oh, we lose our head, and something to do with the head, but it's also magician use it as a protective star. So it looks like in that instance, it's protective, basically saying, oh, okay, now you're doing what you like and nobody's going to touch you. So actually, when we think, oh, Uranus, Mars, Algol, we think, oh my gosh, losing your head, going crazy, something terrible, but could be protective for that reason. Do you think so? Or am I dreaming? Like
Well, yeah,
Algol.
except I mean, but Trump is already protected. That's the thing. He's already famously has he's Saturn in the 12th house, which is normally would be not a positive thing at all. But in his case, it's protected by Venus and Jupiter. So it's literally he is protected from his enemies. And as he famously
Oh
says,
yeah.
he can do whatever he wants, and not be held accountable. That's what he has always said, and he would be right, because that is his experience in life, and that is what his chart also says. It's literally he is protected from enemies.
I love when you say this because actually I have the same configuration, but with
How's
with
that working?
Mercury, with Mercury. So each time you say this, I feel, oh, nice. Yeah. Anyway, so, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I feel it's I feel it so much like him. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, all right. So Virgo rising, sun and rising.
Okay.
So let's see. We have the Cancer new moon in your 11th house of friends and network, your friends and network, hopes and dreams. This is such a lovely new moon for Virgo risings,
Yeah.
who possibly have had a hard
It,
time because their Saturn and Neptune is going through their seventh house, are transiting their seventh house of partnership. So possibly there's been a lot of partnership problems, or they might have gotten or they committed themselves to someone. That's the thing about Saturn. You're either separating or you're committing. So that's Saturn there, but it is putting some sort of pressure to either, we're going to be together or we're going to separate. It kind of just puts on that pressure. But this is a really lovely, this new moon really supports that partnership house there in a nice way. So there's a nice connection. So a really
yeah.
lovely, and then of course you have Jupiter in your 10th house of career, so many opportunities, doors should open for you. You have a year, a full year when Jupiter is in your career house, and it won't come back for another 12 years. So this is definitely
Yeah.
to take advantage of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. yeah, yeah. Did you say only every 12th year? So make the most of it, because that's a beautiful Jupiter in the 10th. It's bringing luck in your visibility, in your work. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about Saturn in the 7th. Yeah, Saturn, it tends to dry things out. It can make
Mhm.
things mean and restricted. It can be hard for this in there. Yes. Also one-to-one work, like for example, if you have some clients, maybe your clientele has been reduced um
Yes,
for some reason. Yeah.
but see what happens now that both Saturn and Neptune are went retrograde.
Retrograde.
Um, yeah,
Mm.
no, until November 15th, Saturn is in retrograde. So that typically
Mm.
reverses things. So if things have been
Yeah.
tough, this you might feel like Saturn's hold on you is if you've felt under pressure, this could give you some relief. Um, and
Yeah.
things may
Yeah.
reverse. If things have been bad, this might give you some temporary relief up until November,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah. 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 So
And then
yeah.
just heads up, when Mars enters Gemini on July 20th, you're gonna it's gonna get really busy for you. I mean, you're gonna have
Mm.
a very busy um, the end of the month. The end of July is going to get very busy, and all of August, uh, uh, because when Mars goes to your 10th house, your career house, it's going to that's that is some uh, oh,
Yeah.
what was
Busy.
I thinking? Oh, social media. It could be like in one way, it's like social media overload. Could be because it's in the Mercury, it's in Gemini um,
Yeah.
sign. Um, so, definitely Mars will bring some energy into your career, that's for sure. So if things have been
Yeah.
stagnant because of um of um of
Saturn. Sa-
they're
Yeah.
gonna pick up. They're gonna pick up for sure.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. Very hopeful
Yeah,
for Virgo rising. It's
yeah.
mm.
Okay, so Libra Sun and Rising.
Oh, Libra. So what's up? Oh, okay. New moon. The new moon is in your 10th house. So something cooking in in your house of work and visibility. Some new beginning of sort. Short, it's not like a year. It's not a yearly promise. It's a monthly happening, but sometimes it can lead to something more. Anyway, so that new moon is in your 10th house. Um, and that Mars Uranus is in your 8th house of other people's money, people's esteem or debts. Maybe you're finishing off a debt, you're getting rid of it. That's it. And
It
they don't have to be debts. Yeah, they don't have to be financial debt, like you owe money to someone, but sometimes it's just a karmic debt, like you owe you have obligations for someone, and then suddenly you're just free of it. That's it. You've paid it, you've done everything you had to do, and it's finished. Or maybe because it's quite explosive, maybe you decide that that's it, it's finished. You don't, yeah, Yeah, you
It, it's
won't
also
do certain things anymore for
right,
other
but it
people
could
or
be,
what.
but it could absolutely be your partner's money or some sort of investment that you're doing with other people. So,
Yeah,
you know, there could be an unexpected expense there, you know, unexpected expense, or something doesn't work out. There's that possibility as well. You know, or something costs
Y-
so much you have to abandon this project. There's
yeah,
that possibility also. So either your partner's
yeah,
money or some sort of project that involves a lot of people, you know, some sort of investment or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but other than that, you know, this lovely new moon in your career house, um, you know, it's a new start in your visibility
yeah,
and in your career.
yeah. And then the full moon in your fourth house, on the other axis, maybe that thing that you're starting in your work makes your home cozier, or yeah,
Yeah.
it's just benefiting your home. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
And
What
then
would you say? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
about the Libra, the full moon.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, it's
Well,
okay. Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
you're
About the
gonna be,
full.
I think that obviously you're gonna become quite involved or so busy with this career here that it's gonna affect your home life. Something you'll see your
Mm,
home in a new light somehow, you know, what um you know, I think there's something here about what's important. Um,
mm.
you know, like what makes me really happy, something like that. Um,
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm going to quote or refer to Adam Ellenbas. I liked his little his thought on cancer, as
yeah.
it's a very embodied sign. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
sign of the moon, and the moon is our body. And so this new moon is embodied. So it's very it's not so spiritual in a way. It's quite, so it's very tangible. Um so
Mm,
whatever happens in your career house, it's yeah, you enjoy it in your body, in this
in a,
terrestrial sphere,
in a
so
very very
space.
physical, in a
Yeah,
very physical way, you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
very physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, mm, yeah.
Okay.
Only because, yeah.
So then we have Scorpio, sun and rising. So Scorpio, okay, we do have to say immediately about well, my eye goes straight into that Mars Uranus conjunction that is coming mid-July. Um, so something about your partner, um, is maybe will act in some sort of very surprising ways, or um, something some sort of surprise may happen to
Yeah,
your partner.
yeah,
There's that possibility. So the seventh house is partnerships. It's also one-on-one clients and people like that. So something here is a little bit,
yeah,
and it's a very intense Mars, Uranus, and fixed star algol. So,
mm,
you
mm,
know, it could also be like
yeah. So
ending of something. Um, I wouldn't
yeah,
say not the
so
partnership necessarily, but it's more like something possibly very surprising. It doesn't have to be a negative surprise, but it is an intense
yeah,
surprise, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like this. So seventh house is the house of partnership. So it could be romance or marriage, but it could also be work-wise. But it doesn't have to be the partnership, like if something explosive is happening, but it can be your part, so something's explosive is happening in your partner's life. So it doesn't have to be him or her. It can be in his life, an area of his life. So you might not feel it directly. That's it. And
Yeah.
also, I was I was saying the other day, it's also the house of your open enemies. So you might just get rid of one of, you know, if somebody's bothering you, that might just that
That's
might
true.
just go away somehow. So, you
That's
know.
a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, if somebody's been bothering you, um, you might get rid of them. So that's a good one. Um, and then you have this lovely new moon in your ninth house, which is um, you know, travel, education, expanding your mind. So I would say, first of all,
Mm.
um, you know, and it's in the sign of Cancer. So, maybe traveling with your family, family vacation would be ideal, right? About, excellent time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when the full moon arrives, the full moon will be in your third house. So you might not travel that far, but maybe like little trips and that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Would you say that? Yeah. Would you agree with that?
yeah,
Mm.
sure, sure. I mean, the ninth house is long distance travel.
Long
Uh,
distance.
right. And then the full moon, um, it's just kind of highlighting that. It's just kind of highlighting that
Okay.
travel.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, it not doesn't necessarily have to be long distance travel. And it could be also
Mm.
because this is also your life philosophy. It could be some sort of
Mm.
revelation about your life philosophy, how your thinking has changed, right? Some sort of new thought and new understanding about something. Uh,
Yeah.
that you see things differently, possibly related to your family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Uh, yeah. And also perhaps it's learning, isn't it? You might enroll in a new course, or you might teach
yes,
a new something.
yeah,
You might start teaching somewhere or
yeah,
doing.
like
Yeah.
yeah, this would also be a great time to take a course. Some really fun course. Um, maybe you learn a new skill, and just it'll be just a revelation of, like, you have this new talent, or just you're just enjoying it. That's all, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a very good
Mm-hmm.
time for that. But then that again, that mid-July, be on the lookout for that. You know, I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly. It's hard to prepare for that
It,
because it's Uranus. It doesn't, it's hard to predict exactly what it is, but it doesn't, it's more likely to happen to other people that has an effect on you than directly it is happening to you.
What about, yeah, what about if somebody has the ascendant like at 26? Do you think it can be something happening towards them
Yes, if
that
your ascendant is, yeah, if your
you think so?
ascendant is 25, 26
Good.
degrees of Scorpio,
Yeah.
yes, then it would be exact opposite. So then, yeah, that would definitely do something. Um,
Yeah, so be aware. Yeah, stay aware. Just be careful mid-July, perhaps.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Mars rules your first house, which is your body and your identity. So yeah, there's a possibility of
Yeah,
of
this being you actually. Yeah, I
yeah,
forgot about this. Yeah, this can be, yes, yes. Stay aware, just be quiet a little bit during mid-July. Don't do
yeah,
anything too crazy or yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so then we have Sagittarius rising, Sun and rising.
Sagittarius.
So here I have to say
Oh,
my eye goes
yeah.
to that. Okay, so two big things here. New moon in Cancer, July 5th. You know, this is the eighth house is the house of death and taxes and karmic debts to owe to other people or other people's money, partners' money. So all those areas are affected. Um, this is definitely feels like it could also mean like, grandmother passes away and then there's inheritance, um, because Saturn is in the fourth. So there's
Yeah.
some sort of connection here. There's a possibility for that. That has to be said. But it also could mean
Yeah,
a lovely start for some sort of partnership with someone, some project. You could be, eighth house is like,
yeah. Like business.
projects with other people. Especially family, but or people who are
Yeah.
like family. But
You mean business venture?
yeah,
Yeah, because your
yeah,
money is entangled with okay, yeah,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I didn't
But
think of that, but yeah.
but then it has to be said right away that you have your Uranus and Mars are in your sixth house. Mars will meet Uranus mid-July. And so even before that, you should be on the lookout. The sixth house is a house of uh,
In
work
injuries.
pain
Yeah.
and injuries. Can be injuries. So this is definitely to be on the lookout. Do not go bungee jumping around mid July, because this is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not, unless you have planets right on these degrees 25 and 26 of Taurus. You're probably fine, but just be on the lookout mid-July and even before that, even a week before that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just don't take unnecessary risks.
With yeah, because this conjunction indicates some sorts of crisis, and there's few signs, few ascendant where sometimes, like for you, I guess, Sagittarius, unfortunately, sometimes it's a crisis towards, for some people, it's their body, and for you, yeah, again, it's the sixth house of injury, perhaps. So just just be very careful, very aware, and should be fine, but just stay, be careful.
Mm.
Yeah.
But also you have Jupiter in your house of partnerships. Seventh house is partnerships, marriages. So Jupiter in there. If you're single, this is an excellent. You have a year. You have until May of next year. It's a good time to make sure that if you're single and if you want a relationship, this is a good year for you to find someone in social, in some sort of social occasions, um, and also if you are already in a partnership, then your partnership, you're getting a lot of support from your partner. So
Yeah,
whatever is
like
going
love.
on, whatever is going on with you, Otherwise, you know, your partner sure is there to support you.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit like for which sign was it that they had Oh yeah, for uh Virgo rising, they have Saturn in their seventh house. So it's kind of restrictive and mean and dry. But for you, it's like a waterfall in the area of your partnerships and
Yeah,
love, actually. Yeah, it's like
yeah, yeah.
it's very prolific. But also once Mars passes that Uranus conjunction and goes into your seventh house, then you might get very, very busy this month. Sort
Yes,
of,
after July
yeah,
20th,
socially,
it's for
yeah.
sure it's going to get busy July 20th on, and all of August. It's gonna,
Mm,
your partner, something about your partner, um they'll get very busy, and you will be busy because your partner will be busy. Or it could
yeah.
be
Also,
also,
if you
and
were single, maybe you'll have, yeah. Yeah, if you were single, maybe you have a flow of people interested in you.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Gemini mini, Mars
That
activating it, and of course, yeah,
and
suddenly you found that.
Mars is about passion, and so
Mm.
definitely this is a, um don't stay home. Don't stay home. This is a time to,
Yeah.
um
Oh,
after
oh,
July 20th. Don't
y-
go,
y-
not before that, but
yeah,
because that
yeah.
mid-July is a bit
Oh,
concerning, but after that,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
yes.
Although Gemini can be a sign of media, isn't it? So it might
Mm,
happen online,
mm,
possibly.
that's true.
It's one of the possibilities. Mm.
That's true. Okay, so Capricorn, Sun and rising. Um,
Um. Okay. Well, another seventh house activation, isn't it? Good.
yes,
So yeah, the new moon is happening in your seventh house.
which is the
So new
house of
beginning
partnerships.
in the, yeah, romance or business partnership. Um, yeah, and we were saying earlier, it's also the house of open enemies. So you might actually make up with somebody that
Mm,
maybe you had differences with. So that's good. Yeah.
mm.
And then the full moon will be on you. So it kind of feeds you. It goes from your partner to you. So yeah, that's
This is
great.
definitely, this is also, if you're single, this is an excellent chart for meeting someone. Um, a great, because then, um, it's like you meet someone and 2 weeks later that Capricorn full moon is moving in.
Mm,
Possibly, I mean, that's a possibility of meeting someone new is very good. So be on the lookout for that. Um, don't stay home. But it's also, if you're already in a partnership, then it's something, um, your partner might have a new, some sort of life-changing, good life-changing event where they're like
mm,
getting a new job, or some sort of, some kind of very good, you know uh, some sort of good thing,
mm.
which then comes into, then it has a profound effect on you. Capricorn full
Yeah.
moon July 21st.
Mm,
It has a
mm.
profound effect on you, and somehow you'll get very busy starting, your daily life is going to get very busy, after July 20th, regardless. So yeah, meeting someone new here would be, or also this is also like clients, one-on-one clients. You could even meet, get some sort of chance to get a whole new, get introduced to a whole new set of clients or something like that. And you get so busy at the end of the month and all through August. Because then Mars is going to
something interesting. Yeah, something interesting. So that Mars Uranus is in your fifth house. A fifth house is yeah, it's many. So it's the house of children, but also of romance, of fun, of
creativity.
It's a creative, yeah, creativity. But it's ruled by Venus, which is in your seventh. So it could be something. So even though that new moon is indicating something new in your partnership, because it's related to the Mars Uranus in your fifth house, maybe before you enjoy that new partnership, you need to severe something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Some
it's
sort of
related, isn't it?
yeah. Some sort of the most positive spin for this Mars Uranus in your house of creativity and children could be some sort of creative project, some sort of breakthrough. But it also could be, right? It could be some sort of breakthrough in a creative project, but it also, I mean, Mars is involved in fixed star Algol. It's certainly intense. So it also could mean it's certainly some kind of shakeup in your but for creative projects, I don't see how it would be a bad thing, especially Venus, especially Venus in the seventh. Venus, which who's ruling this house. So yeah, something possibly very positive here around mid-July.
Yeah, a bit like Trump, isn't it? A bit like Mr. Trump. So you get very you're the lucky one for that conjunction. You get protected and very lucky with that one.
Yeah.
Sorry,
for better or for worse.
No, because
good for Trump, bad for
we fear that conjunction.
Good for Trump, bad
for Trump
for
was
US.
good, so we thought, oh well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so now we have Aquarius, Sun and Rising.
Yeah, quickly could be if you have older children, they might, no, I think if it's for your children might leave the house if they're older, it's kind of they're moving on, but yeah, something like that.
Oh, you mean in
the fifth house?
You mean you're still talking about Capricorn? Yeah, that's true. True. Children might move out, so that's maybe they are in their 30s, then they finally find a job. Yeah, maybe it's a very good thing. So that could be a very very positive thing for you. You finally get your house to yourself, apartment to yourself. Okay, so then Aquarius rising, Sun and Rising. So here, the Cancer new moon on July 5th is happening in your sixth house, which is daily routine, daily work, some sort of new start, maybe a new health, um,
Yeah.
a
Health
new health
routine.
regimen, health routine, and looks lovely. It looks very healthy. Looks very healthy and happy. And so this is good news if you had any if you've had um any health concerns. This should, like, you get to start anew, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah,
that's,
I didn't think of this yet, but it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
it could be very,
Yeah.
Venus there, it could be, you know or it could be some sort of change in your routine, which is a happy change, some sort of very happy change. And okay, although then you do have that Mars Uranus conjunction in your
It's
fourth.
in your. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is some sort of possibly around mid-July, we're then talking about some sort of possibly shocking event concerning home, parents, home environment, and the fixed star algol is involved. So, but Uranus, generally
Yeah.
speaking, is not just, it's very hard to it's difficult to predict Uranus, but it could be a happy surprise also. It's not always bad for everyone. But Mars there is sort of
Yeah.
igniting this. So it is
Yeah.
in your fourth house, which is, so anytime planets are on an angle, first, fourth, seventh, and 10th houses, that's when it's at its most intense. So it's definitely
Yeah.
something, it's some sort of
Yeah.
as if you may have to move. You may have to move out, or maybe you
Yeah.
want to move out. Maybe you've been looking for a new place to live, and you suddenly find it, and you're in a terrible rush you have to move out. In order to get it, you have to move out immediately, or something like that. So
Yeah. Or maybe. Yeah. Or maybe you're kicking someone out.
that's
Can
true.
happen to someone else. Yeah. Yeah, it's your
That
house, but yeah.
that's
But
right.
the thing is, of course, it might not feel so pleasant at the time, and simply because it's Mars and Algol. But Uranus is usually is liberating. So in the long run, you probably look back and think, "Oh yeah, no, that was a good thing." So
Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of shocking and maybe uncomfortable at the time, but later on, um,
Mhm.
I think you'll come to that's
So,
what
so
Uranus,
something that
yeah, typically Uranus surprises are in personal charts. I find that typically they tend to be, yeah, they're not comfortable because they come so suddenly and they're unexpected, but um,
is
it
yeah,
typically and
yeah,
ends up being a good thing.
yeah, especially in Taurus. I mean, this is the fixer of the fixed signs. Doesn't like to budge. And with Uranus there, it's already been quite uncomfortable, I should think,
Yes.
for your Taurus area of your life, because this is something that just likes to loves routine and doing the same thing again and again. But yes, very uncomfortable, I should think. Yeah.
Yeah, but liberating and
Yeah. Yeah.
ultimately good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that,
Opening up new possibilities.
yes.
I don't know, I just chuck this, but
Okay.
liberating, you know.
All right. So Pisces, sun and rising. Um, okay,
So well,
so Pisces is carrying that
I
Saturn
shall I?
Neptune there. So there's a little bit of if you have felt Saturn and Neptune in your first house, which is your body, your identity, your brand. Maybe if you've been feeling kind of blue ever since Saturn has entered your first house, especially if it's close to your ascendant here, then your ascendant degree, then you might have been feeling a little bit blue. But now Saturn is retrograding until November 15th. So see if that retrograde, it usually reverses or does the opposite of what it's been doing. So see if it you feel a little bit better and you don't feel that Saturn and Saturn pressure or that dryness, heaviness, and then Neptune confusion. You know, it's confusion and heavy confusion, let's put it that way, is Saturn and Neptune together is heavy confusion. So maybe if you've been feeling that, maybe there you get a break until November, or there's some sort of, it won't be quite as heavy.
Respite.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little respite, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You
There's
tell
a
us.
possibility.
Yeah. You can tell us in the comments. It would be interesting to see.
Or if you have been
on the it pans out for you.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you have been feeling just fine, those you know, then when it retrogrades, it could be that now you will, those who have been feeling fine will now actually feel blue. You know what I mean? It's like,
How do you think it's possible they felt fine with Saturn transiting their first
probably
house?
not, but hey, you know,
well, I don't know.
or
maybe they
possibly
were
not,
very
but
serious. Yeah.
I guess it's even the first house.
Yeah, if they were born during the day as well, it might be easier than if you were born during the night. It might make you more serious. Yeah, something like that.
Or if they're if you have Pisces rising whose Saturn is well placed, it might not be. You might have been pretty good. Yeah, you might have been empowered in some way, but okay.
Shall I do this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like doing this. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this new moon is happening in your fifth house of children and creativity, and it looks like it's great for getting pregnant, and for, or even actually making a baby. We were, but it doesn't have to be literal. It can be the beginning of a creation. So that's great for art and enjoyment and all that.
Yeah. So I was actually thinking also that, you know, this pressure and confusion that you're feeling in your first house, it's in a harmonious trine aspect to your house of creativity. So, you know, if you can somehow channel this Saturn heavy confusion into creativity, it would be lovely. I mean, that would be just amazing. I think so. You could really create something amazing, because Saturn is about the test of time. This would be something that, from this possible little bit of suffering that you're possibly experiencing now, you're creating something fantastic.
Yes, because Saturn, despite all its faults, is also stabilized. If you get a nice aspect like a trine, it just makes things endure time, makes things like anchored and long lasting. So,
and you have a lot, and then you have your Jupiter is in your fourth house. So it looks like your home environment is, you have so much support from home. So, so whatever you're going through, you have support in your home area, your family, and your home environment. And you know, that's gonna last until next, you know, almost a year. So that's lovely to know that you have your family support there.
Yes, yes. And actually, this month, do we have that a Venus Saturn trine? We do, isn't it? So that's great from the axis of your first house and fifth house. It's just like reinforce the creative the creative something creative that you're starting and that it will last. Is just
Yeah, I
long
think we passed
lasting.
it. I think we passed it already, though.
Oh, we passed it.
But
Well,
yeah,
it
well,
still
but
happened
it's
at some
still, but
stage that
it's
maybe.
absolutely no.
Oh
It's
yeah.
still.
Oh, as we speak,
Oh, as we
it's
speak,
happening. Yeah.
that's right. You're right.
Love.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Yeah, that's right. So that happened. That
Mm.
happened yesterday. Today is July 3rd. So yeah, definitely. You're right.
Mm.
So
We're
that's
right on it. Oh,
we're
that's
right
why.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. Mm.
So and
Mm.
also you know, your third house, your immediate your neighborhood, your siblings, something here is yeah, that Mars
Shocking.
something shocking is happening there,
Yeah.
but possibly also it's the house of communication, possibly something
Yeah.
online,
Yeah. Although it's
social media.
short distance travel, so maybe we would advise in mid-July
Yeah,
not
stay home, don't travel.
not to take your car. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't take
Yeah,
your car. Yeah. Don't use it.
yeah, up until mid-July, yeah, stay put. Even
Yeah.
because Mars tends to act earlier than the actual the exact transit. So even though
I
this is
actually,
go ahead.
yeah, actually, I was looking at so when the conjunction happens, the moon is opposite, so she will manifest it. She will make it manifest. We will, I reckon, a lot of us will really feel it. But
Mm,
actually, when they are 3 degrees away, so it's coming and it's coming sort of you know, they're very close. The moon is making a square in Leo. So again, she'll make this manifest. So it can happen when the moon's in Scorpio, but also in Leo, just a few days before, I think the 11th or something.
yeah,
So yeah, I'd say from the 11th, just
that it
be, yeah, because she's making a square. She's
well, she's
she's
not
making it happen.
July 8th, she's making a
Oh, eight,
square.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
trine,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. It's gonna be um yeah, it's
So
gonna be opposite Scorpio,
yeah.
Scorpio moon opposite. Wow.
16th, on the
Wow.
16th, yeah.
Yeah.
So she basically, the moon makes things manifest in on the earth. So we'll feel it. So yeah, don't, maybe avoid using your car or your bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around
Sorry
mid-July.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to
But
say things like this, but
yeah, but
mm,
better safe than sorry.
mm,
So yeah, so that's definitely because the third house, um, yes, so the third house also symbolizes like
short distance.
transportation, short distance
Mm,
travel. So, um,
mm,
you know, driving your car and things like that. So Yeah, definitely be to stay alert. But other than that, that new moon in Cancer, it's also like, yeah, definitely if you don't
creative project.
creative projects, and also a good time to get pregnant. So if you don't want to get
Yeah,
pregnant, also be
yeah, or
alert,
maybe,
on alert.
yeah, yeah, or maybe just fun, just something, not something we're doing, not something, just having fun and relaxing and enjoying.
With family.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and all month, gosh,
Yeah.
fun all month. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
because
then
it's the
Jupiter,
beginning of something.
Jupiter support in the home on top of it. So that's really very your spirit should you should lift up right about now. This is looking good for Pisces, right? Okay, so I think that's it.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much. Thank you
yeah,
for watching.
thank you for watching, and we are, let's see, how can I find this? One moment. I don't know why I can see that now. Yes, so thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, and we are available for individual astrology consultations, and these are our websites and our social media contacts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I also run a weekly astrology group, and if you want to join, you can check us out on Instagram or Facebook, and you can ask for the link. We're doing it online, so you can join us anywhere you are. And we just look at the sky of the moment, or sometimes we have little themes, or sometimes we do little games, like mystery charts or things like that. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
And yeah, so basically it's overall it's a pretty lovely July, except for my rant in the beginning. So yeah, a lot of changes are happening in the United States, and which is going to affect the rest of the world, obviously. So a very big emotional month, as it's Cancer season after all. And then we're gonna head on to that Leo season, which is then opposite, Pluto is opposite of that. So not so August probably a lot more very busy
Some intensity,
and very intense. So enjoy while it lasts. Enjoy calm before storm, because it's gonna get not necessarily bad, but just very busy August, and very busy and kind of power struggles. That's for sure, because of that Pluto opposition.
Obsessive.
Obsessive. Yeah.
But these planets are making an opposition in July, right? End of July, no? Like Mercury, Venus, the Sun.
Mercury right now as we're speaking.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about sign-based opposition.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of all those Leo, all the planets are, or Mercury, Venus, Sun are gonna ingress into Leo, and they're all gonna meet that Pluto opposition, and Mercury is already there. So it's just that pressure, that Pluto pressure from Pluto opposition is gonna last you know, starting this month and certainly towards the end of the month and then continuing until August. So yeah, there's
All right. Yeah.
power struggles, and the will of the people is yeah, is
Mm.
to be seen, to be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. So
Okay.
we'll have a look
Yeah.
next month.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
if
you.
all goes well. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.